Your brotherhood has betrayed you. You cannot kill me. You will die in vain, just as your father did. Time to die.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate stirs up conflicting emotions. Dracula's castle lures you in with its tormented yet beautiful gothic setting. The controls are tight and responsive. Characters improvise powerful combo attacks and interact with the environment in fun and engaging ways. Beyond these highlights, however, Mirror of Fate struggles with a handful of issues. Its story is predictable, and recurring QuickTime events diminish the game's strongest asset, its core gameplay. Fortunately, the hours of worthwhile combat and challenging platforming prove the stronger lure. In Mirror of Fate, you play as 3 different characters as you fight your way through hordes of demonic enemies in search of Dracula. Every character has a different set of skills and secondary items that keep the action fresh. Simon, for instance, can call upon protective spirits, while Alucard uses his supernatural powers to phase shift into mist or a powerful wolf. Some attacks are better than others for a particular enemy, and discovering the right formula results in impressive displays of agility and aggression. Plowing through enemies the right way keeps the game flowing at a respectable clip, too. Scaling walls and leaping about the castle requires a keen sense of spatial awareness and timing, since platforms often loom barely within reach. Failing to hit your mark results in wasted time and backtracking. Fending off monsters while navigating precarious platforms creates the best moments to be found in Mirror of Fate, but since time is the only element at risk, the game lacks the invigorating urgency that the threat of death can deliver. Though you spend a good amount of time developing your character's skill set, the prevalence of QuickTime events deflates the value of this progress. Performing complex attacks with one well-timed button press feels like a cop-out. Since Mirror of Fate is best when it separates gameplay and cinematics, the fact that it hurts itself by blurring the two so frequently is a major disappointment. Despite its predictability, the story puts an intriguing twist on the tale of the fabled Belmont clan. Traditionally, generations of Belmonts faced off against Dracula in a never-ending battle to save humanity with very little character development along the way. Mirror of Fate boldly reverses this trend, completely rewriting the Belmont's history in the process.
Take the boy and leave this place far behind.
Events progress in reverse through the eyes of 3 different characters: Simon Belmont, Alucard, and Trevor Belmont. The notion of telling the story in such an unorthodox manner is promising, but it needs to be handled delicately in order to work. Mirror of Fate fails to do so. By revealing big clues early in the game, the element of surprise is ultimately wasted. Though the story soon loses its momentum, the joys of combat keep Mirror of Fate moving forward at a good clip. With the return to 2D, there's a renewed attention to exploration and discovery, though there aren't that many secrets compared to previous Castlevanias. Most are easy to spot, and the handy map notation tool makes returning to explore suspect parts of the map a pretty simple affair. Unfortunately, the rewards fail to impress. There's very little variety to what you discover, and the element of wonder soon fades. It's a nice nod to the past that extends your time in Dracula's Keep, but it's a weak imitation of the series' traditional elements. All told, Mirror of Fate is a fun and occasionally challenging action game with successful elements and an unfortunate but small selection of poor design choices. By taking liberties with the series' lore, it opens the door for an exciting conclusion to the Lords of Shadow timeline. Had some of the inconsistencies in gameplay been ironed out, the experience would have felt much more cohesive. But as it stands, Mirror of Fate is a good, not great, addition to the historic Castlevania series.